The contacts and calendar APIs are located in the Microsoft.phone.username namespace. The contacts class is the entry point to the phone's contacts data. Through that class, we can query the aggregated contacts available on the device, and we get back lists of contact instances to work with in our application. The top-level contacts class extends phone data sharing context, which represents the base class for shared data. And internally, the base class uses a provider pattern that calls upon phone data sharing providers that know how to access user data on the phone. The provider class used to access contacts data is the contacts sharing provider class, which exposes a base query URI of ContactContext. Quite a tongue twister here. When we run a query, the execute request of T method of the data sharing context is invoked, and internally, it calls upon the contact provider using this base URI. An IEnumerable of contact is then returned as a result of the search. Now, there's also a bunch of other related data associated with a contact, such as name information, physical address and email address information, phone information, and company data. All the classes in the hierarchy, except complete name, are associated with one or more accounts that identify the actual source of the data. There are also some enum types that we can use in our queries to filter data. If we examine the same class diagram in Visual Studio so that we can expand the types, notice most of our classes expose an accounts property that points to the accounts type, including our top-level contacts class. And the account class exposes a simple name string property and a kind property of type storage kind, which is an enum type listing all the possible source types for our contacts. Also, if we look at the contact class itself, we have a few collection of string properties such as website, significant others, or notes, and some collection of these related types such as addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers. And each of these types exposes a kind property, which is of type of an enum type. One of these enum types here, for example, email address kind. Now, the last thing I'd like to point out here in the contact class is the getPicture method, which enables us to access the contact's picture as a stream. And we'll see that in action shortly.